Bill Barnwell believes trading down from number 11 would benefit the 49ers, allowing them to add to their 11 draft selections. He concluded, he says, if they can add multiple starters, they have a shot at righting the ship quickly in 2025. I kind of agree with him. I think Bill Barnwell is, oftentimes the smartest guy in the room. I don't know his background. I don't know much about him, but I love reading him break down the NFL, and the guy's right so damn much. And I think he's right on this too. I think this should be the plan. I mean, I could look at all kinds of different mocks and look at this guy and that guy at 11, but I think the plan when you're there in their spot, you got to pick as valuable as 11, and there's so many good players in the 20s that really are intriguing that could really help you. Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, Jedi Barron, they're all there like 17 to 25, and you're picking 11. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but I think I would not go offensive tackle at 11. Probably. I think I would trade back and go for the bonanza.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at the trenches as where you're going to go because of need, then there isn't necessarily an offensive tackle or a defensive tackle who's clearly the best player available at 11. Although I'm not even sure who the best player available at 11 would be. Maybe a corner or a tight end. I don't know. But I think you could definitely argue that they should trade down 5 spots, 10 spots, because they've put themselves in a position where they need how many day one starters who are rookies? I mean, 3 on the D line.
Let's start offense. You need, first of all, if you're being real, I don't think you can say for sure that Christian McCaffrey is ready to roll full bore. And so I think you need a starting caliber running back. You don't need the fullback because Juice is back. You don't need the number 2 quarterback because you got Mac. But you're going to need for sure at least one starting receiver. And I would say you need a starter at left guard. So, and maybe right tackle if you move.
But I'm just trying to what do you absolutely need? Running back for sure.
I would say
defensive tackles, 2, 1 D end. I mean, you need 3 D. You were going to have Leonard Floyd, but you cut him to get Joey Bosa. You ended up with none of them. I mean, you can't count on any pick that's not a day 1 or 2 pick to be a day 1 starter. They could become starters, but you can't count on them. You can't draft them with that in mind. So you have 3 top 100 picks, 4 top 100 picks. You might need 6 this year, considering how you've approached free agency.
And John was asked, hey, I didn't hear the question, so I only heard his answer. The answer was like, yeah, there's this thing called the draft. I don't know if what the question was. Was the question presumptuous? Like, hey, do you guys, have a prayer of, was it, I don't know what kind of question it was, or was it, because he seemed kind of set off by the question. And he was like, there's this thing called the draft. And, that's great, but they've put themselves in a situation where they really need, I was looking at their roster. They got 10 young core guys. They got 7 old core guys. So that's 17 players on a 53-man roster. They just had 20 guys walk out the door. I mean, they need a 15 to 18-man draft class / undrafted class of contributors right away. That's a tall order. So
it's unrealistic because good teams miss on half of their picks. Good drafting teams miss on half of their picks, and you can't expect a bunch of rookies to be ready to go right away. A lot of times it takes 2, 3, maybe 4 years for a young player to develop. So this draft could be the greatest draft in franchise history, but it may not even pay dividends until 2027. So the question, I think, for Kyle and John and Jed next week at the owners' meetings isn't necessarily what's the plan for 2027. We see that. What's the plan for 2025? How can you tell fans and analysts that this team is going to be a legit contender next year? Why? Because you're going to add a bunch of rookies and Christian McCaffrey's coming back? I don't see it.
I mean, and yet there can't be any other part of the plan. It's not, it's not like there's like, and behind door number 3, no, there's free agency and the draft. You know what I mean? I guess you could argue that the undrafted, maybe they're going to hit a bonanza in the undrafted market and sign all kinds of guys. I don't know. They should have,
or they just have like 5 trades up their sleeve. 5 trades, you know what I mean? First it'll be Aiyuk, then it'll be Christian, then it'll be Bosa, then it'll be Shanahan. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but right now it seems like all they're going to do is give Purdy a huge extension, draft a bunch of guys, and cross their fingers on Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams. That's the big difference from last year.
Yeah, I think the key is don't pay the $22.8 million bonus to Aiyuk. Anyway, you have to not pay him. And you'll take some package of day 3 picks to make it a reality. That would be my guess, because I don't think they're going that good. You know what I mean? Like, you'd have to be going really good to have a team come along, take Aiyuk, pay the 22.8 for a player that's going to be hurt for some portion of this year, and give you meaningful 3rd round compensation. I don't believe that for a second. I think the Niners are going to get day 3 picks offered to them only. And I think when push comes to the shove, they're going to take those day 3 picks only and call it a good deal to get out from underneath that money. Because I think that's the real bugaboo, is they don't want that money.